Hi guys, how's it going? I know I'm starting a little bit late. Just some camera and technical difficulties, but here we are for episode 20 of Once Upon a Game. So, Once Upon a Game is a story game variety show where we get to play a bunch of indie RPGs and basically get to watch a world that we create together and in one night explode violently. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. So, the best and most important part of story games are the people that play them. Uh, so I can't play these games alone. I brought or kidnapped or blackmailing three other fine gentlemen this evening, who have graciously or ingraciously joined the ranks here to play this game called Polaris. So, but before we get to the game, Hayden, how about you start and describe yourself, man?
I am
And
a gamer.
blink
A
twice if you're being tortured.
um,
Awesome.
I am a game designer eventually. I guess is how I would put it. I also used to be a streamer. I used to be a YouTuber. Fallen off of those things because of work and just life in general. I'm hoping to get back to them. I go by Hyperion or DL Hyperion or Hyperion 1138. I used to be a streamer. I used to be a YouTuber. Random combinations of all those. So that's me.
Yay! Awesome, man. So, going around the horn here, then, Nick.
Hello, friend people. I am at NickedOn2 on Twitter, and I make games about people. Eric might not be aware of that, but that's gonna be mirrored, isn't it? Fuck it. Whatever.
No, it actually, I think it worked.
All right, whatever. Help me. I
Damn
make
it! You
games
took my
and
joke.
stuff. Too fast for you, bro. I do that thing.
So you said
I'm
you're
on-
too fast, but are you too furious?
Maybe Too Fast, Too Furious 7. I'm
That's
Okay.
the real question.
Bruce Willis plays me in real life.
Only.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. And Sam.
I'm Sam, Wizened Fool on Twitch. Also sometimes Wise Fool, other places. I play games and stuff. Sometimes Eric allows me to be on his show to do ridiculous things like shoot mechs with giant revolvers.
Yeah, and crash through the Martian atmosphere. That was really fun. So, if you're interested in that game, you should look at my YouTube channel afterwards. So, anyways, let's jump into our game here. And for those who don't know me, I guess I'm the host and facilitator of the show Once Upon a Game. I'm Eric. You can find me here at Twitch TV, EricVulgaris, and EricVulgaris all over the internet. So yeah, so before we actually talk about Polaris, one more thing. Since we are all kind of friends, or maybe not friends, or currently being tortured or intimidated, or their families may or may not be in. I can't even say anymore without incriminating incriminating myself. So, but before we get any further, the most important thing about story games is are just the people with them, and because we're people, we may have different ideas of what's okay with what we bring into a game, and the way that we handle those sort of things, and you handle this sort of like creative rocket fuel, if you will. You handle it with a thing called the X card, and the X card is basically if you're uncomfortable, just you can say it or message me, and we were like, hey, can we not talk about talking dogs? I don't want talking dogs in the game. And like magic, it's gone. Nobody has to justify why. That's the most important part, is that you don't have to justify it. We respect you, and we're adults here. If you say something's uncomfortable, we take your word for it, and we move on. Okay? So, but that rule is only as good as if we're willing to follow it. So, are we cool with that, guys?
Of course. Reason not.
Sam turned into
Yeah,
Pixar.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good.
Everyone's becoming Mr. Robot.
Yeah, everyone just became a robot for a split second. Cool. So, Polaris. how to begin about Polaris. So Polaris is a tragic role-playing game about a bygone era of like chivalry and knights that all takes place on a basically like around the North Pole. This is a time before time. Everything is all about a starlit night. And everyone, we have a king and a queen and all that kind of stuff. However, our capital was destroyed and now is a smoldering crater of evil called the Mistake. Scattered around are 4 major cities, kind of all diametrically opposed to this capital. And these are sort of like the last bastions of our civilization. So Polaris is going to be a game about a single hero who is rising to stop and solve the mistake and kind of save civilization, but ultimately will fail. If that kind of sounds familiar about a hero trying to rise up and desperately try to save a civilization from a problem, a mistake, maybe even a flaw, then maybe you want to check out Downfall, also in my VODs on Twitch.
Yeah.
This game, Nick was a player in one of the games. Downfall was heavily inspired by Polaris. In fact, it was almost originally designed as a way to fix or like augment Polaris, because Polaris is sort of an old game. However,
2002, right?
Pardon?
2002,
which
right?
which is basically a grandfather as far as story games goes. So
Right, yeah.
yeah, so I think the best way to describe Polaris is to kind of just get started and creating our characters. So the most interesting part about Polaris here is that we're gonna have 2 sheets. We're going to be playing, and this game sort of revolves around people across each other, but since we're on the internet, we're going to be across the internet. Basically, if you imagine a plus sign, people are going to be like, positive or negative, horizontal or vertical. And what's going to happen is whoever wants to be the protagonist or the heart, they get to be and play as one of the main characters. And then the person to their opposite will be the mistake. And they get to play, or the mistaken, and they get to play sort of like the antagonist characters who are always going to be up in the protagonist's face. Then the people sitting to their left or right get to play either the new moon or the full moon. And these are representations of characters who are either like non-personal friends, sort of like, like coworkers, your boss, like a senator or a king or something like that. Basically, in formal relationships that are part of like structured society and hierarchy. And new moons get to play like personal relationships, like lovers, children, kin, that kind of stuff, friends. That's kind of sort of how it works. And since we're playing 2 different main characters, we're going to be alternating sort of like games between different scenes. And this way, what I would like to do is the people who are playing moons in one game are the protagonist and antagonist in the other game, and vice versa. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Does that make sense? Is that too much?
Yeah.
Was that overload? All right, cool. So Polaris was Polaris was also the first story game I've ever played. So I'm super excited to play this. So if I keep talking, it's super excited. Guys, tell me to be like, calm down. You're not making any sense. So, who wants? So I guess we should ask here. Who wants to play protagonist, or does anybody have anything they want to play for this first character?
I kind of want to play the mistaken.
I'd like to.
Let's do some sequencing to this. Hayden, go first.
All right. I would like to play the mistaken.
Okay.
If someone else wants to play, that's cool. I can back down.
I want to do full moon.
Okay.
I guess I could do the protagonist. I can be the good guy.
Okay, and then I'll be the new moon. Okay, so that means this game will be Hayden and Sam. So I'm just gonna quickly make some notes here on the sheet. So the heart will be Sam. Mistaken will be Hayden. Be there. Cool. Just quickly making notes here. Now I'm going to drag us over to the other sheet. And we are going to quickly modify the sheet. Get out of my way. What the fuck? Go full screen is blocking my ability to type. There we go. And I'm just gonna...
Well, don't you want to go full screen, man?
Come on, man. I got this full screen. I know you want some.
Oh man, Team Straight Screen.
First one's free.
Yeah, the first one's free. Okay, so this game, that means, Nick, you and I are going to fight over who wants to be mistaken and who wants to be the protagonist.
Oh. What do you want to be?
I'll be the protagonist if you want.
Okay, then I'll be mistaken. Fight over. Good fight, Eric.
Good fight. And so it was.
I can do the full moon, all the people in charge.
I don't know what the difference is, so...
Sure. So full moon,
whatever.
Yeah, full moon are like informal relationships, like not or like non-personal relationships.
Okay. I thought they were interchangeable. Now I understand. Cool.
Yeah. Also, full moons play random male characters, and new moons play random female characters. Also, a little side note.
Okay.
So Sam, you want to be a full moon for this one, and then
Yeah,
Hayden,
sure.
you're the new moon for this one. Cool. So, let's go ahead and jump back to the first one. So now, the first thing we get to do when we make a character, or actually before we even begin any further than this, is that we start with the starting phrase of the game. And this is a game that gets played with a lot of things that are like phrases. And the game, all games of Polaris begin with the words here, and typically a symbolic action of some kind, but since I'm on the internet, it's going to be the words. And it says, "Long ago, the people were dying at the end of the world." And now we get to do character generation. So, first order of business is naming our protagonist. So, Sam, you're going to come up with a name for our protagonist, and the catch here is that they all have to be named after stars. So I sent you guys a list of the Polaris names, and I brought them up here.
Where's?
It's in the scoops.
I have already picked my name for this character. For my mistaken.
Should get all that then.
So, we're all going to be choosing star names. And I brought it kind of up here on the screen here. It's a giant list of star names like, Taurus, Alnath, Vela, Virgo. Pretty solid names here. Very, very, like,
Let's see. I would like I believe Antares is a star. Let me see if I can find it on this list. Where?
It's in alphabetical order, or should be.
Second to last page under Scorpius.
There, nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Scorpius is the biggest, or Antares is the biggest star in Scorpius, rather.
Oh, so that's what they do. They're the name of the substars in each constellation.
Yes.
Aha.
Constellation, alphabetical, then stars.
Yes. So Antares. Nice.
And if we want, I know that Scorpius is a summer constellation, so we could have that come into play somehow.
Well, you know more than me about stars
Yeah.
already by saying that. So, anybody else have an idea for who they want to be?
Yeah, I have mine. It's Horologium.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
The name of my mistaken character is Horologium. It means the clock.
Horologium? Oh, that
Yeah,
makes
it's my
sense.
name in Roll20.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's IUM. Thank you. So yeah, crazy names, right?
I just like the name the clock. Like,
Oh god.
I like that.
I just broke it.
Oh, wow, what have you done?
What have you done?
I fucking ruined everything. I actually genuinely did ruin everything.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Fuck
It's
yes.
I put it on the. I just broke it again.
False alarm.
This is what happens
False.
when you go on vacation for a week. All of a sudden, you just I don't know how to do anything
How
anymore.
do I
There we
do-
go. I don't.
Your brain just melts.
Yeah.
There we
Just
go.
gone.
So, okay, I think we're okay now. Okay. So, and I'll put under here Sam, so we remember. Okay, Nick, do you know who you want to be?
Yes. I want my character to be Suhail, which is Suhail.
What a nice name. And I am going to pick. I guess it's Sagita. The arrow. Okay, cool. We're going to come back to defining all that stuff out once we switch back over and do this again for our other characters. Right? So, quick fade out, fade back in. My character, so this second protagonist will be named Ooh, I like that name. Maz. Maz, which is he goat. Okay.
Too many names.
So
My character is oh my bad.
sorry. So for this one, when I'm the full moon, I'm playing one particular relationship, and that's who I'm naming, or all of the like impersonal acquaintances.
Oh no, you're naming right now. We're just coming up with a name for somebody that then the protagonist will kind of start defining about the character. But yeah, you're responsible for any character who will start falling in here. So this is just one name in the circle in the cosmos for now. Multiple. There has to be always at least one name in each of the cosmoses, and so there has to be at least one name in the mistake, one in the full moon, and one in the new moon. They can be dying. There could be multiple ones in there as they get introduced. So that sort of thing.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it's yeah. So your social, hierarchical, or minor males. So fellow knights, artistic colleagues, senators, officers. New moons are personal, interpersonal, and minor female characters. So they're emotional and personal relationships. So lovers, close friends, and family members.
I have my name, by the way.
Oh, that's not my name.
Arcturus.
What is it?
Arcturus.
Is that with a C or just?
It's, yeah, with the C.
God, these StarCraft references. God.
I also picked a villain. Ooh.
Well, I mean, my
You was still
username is a StarCraft reference.
It's,
So.
it's U, by the way, Eric.
Oh, it's really like the Protoss guy.
Yeah, 2 U's.
Yeah, these names are so good. I might just have to like, in the future, I might just have to use like these names instead of Don John when I'm like DMing.
The names are incredibly good. I think it actually adds a lot to the sort of like mythic feel of the game. But we can talk about that after. So,
Totally. I would like to use the name Corvus, which is the from the root of the crown, and it means the raven.
ooh,
So
where and how do you is that Corvus
Yes.
on the list? Cool.
yeah, correct. Sorry.
Awesome. Okay. And then Hayden.
Cassiopeia.
Oh, yep. I've heard of that one. Only I don't know how to spell it. Cassette tape. Cassiopeia?
I hate to correct you, Eric, but when you're done, it's still wrong.
God damn it.
Don't worry, I'll wait. No, it's no problem.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Arcturus? I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
It's now
if I hadn't played a lot
Oh
of
my
StarCraft,
god,
I
it's
wouldn't
still
know.
wrong. Alright. There we go. Yeah. So Cassiopeia is the wife of Cephas. Cool. I like how you're only defined by your relationships. Okay. So let's jump back over to the other character. Awesome. So now that we have come up with our names and that kind of stuff, we're going to look down here at the bottom part of our sheet where I said 2 extras for 1 theme or 1 extra for 2 themes. And this we're going to be looking at our sort of our character sheet here, and we're going to start filling out some of these themes here. So everybody starts with 4 things. One of them is sort of like a placeholder. So I'll start in the top left and then work over. So office. Office is a certain theme, and currently offices represent formal roles. So in terms of like clubs, societies, memberships, jobs, or appointments.
So it's like
Robot disconnection.
physical location.
I'm not sure if what you were asking.
Am I back?
That freeze face is
Yeah.
great, though.
Yeah, your freeze face is pretty good.
I think he's reiterating that it's a position in society and not
Yes.
just like an office space.
Correct. You're not literally in office space. Yeah, it is a position.
Yeah.
Or like a title. Going over here to
Yes, that is what I was asking.
Going over to the right is blessings, and blessings are items, equipment, artifacts, or companions. And every knight of the Order of the Stars gets a starlit sword. What does starlit sword mean? We get to define it. Going down is ability. Abilities are personal skills or talents. All Knights of the Order of the Stars start with a starlit sword and lore of demons. So you get to know what demons are, which is pretty good. What are demons? Are demons literal? Are demons spiritual? Well, there is the mistake, but demons can take many shapes and forms. So who knows? And then last but not least are fates. And fates are specific events, relationships, or ideas. So in a sort of short game like this, instead of doing a campaign, because Polaris is intended to be played as a campaign, we're supposed to be picking both our protagonists are going to be picking the same person or demon as a relationship. Sort of a binding thing. Now, I find that ultimately the protagonists should not cross paths. But this person or relationship, it might represent like an alternate universe of some kind. But ultimately, it's sort of like, here's how things went wildly different with the same person. So, how do we want to define that? Because I think starting with the themes here will help then when we want to create our characters for the moons. And are mistaken, like really like flesh them out once we discover more about the protagonist, right?
Right.
It could be the king, it could be the queen, it could be a bishop, it could, or like a religious person. It could be anybody. It could be a former lover. It could be an ex-lover. It could be a demon. That might be redundant with ex-lover, depending on your life. Anything.
Should we figure out? I mean, like, what are these demons? Are they? How similar are they?
I don't know. Sam, you are the protagonist, so how do you want them to be? what do you think Antares does?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe maybe the demons are like not so different, and Antares is his job is sort of as this go between, represents sort of the bridge between peoples.
Um, okay, so he's sort of like a diplomat.
Yeah, yeah, that could work. But maybe like something slightly more spiritual than like an actual diplomat.
Okay, so who would be somebody who I guess what I want to know then is what should we put under here for their fate? Because this is this is the thing that all protagonists have in common, and this is something we all must agree on. So what do you think your diplomat would just suppose something, because I think I'll work my character to whatever you suppose.
Maybe I'm having trouble. So the fate is an individual, correct?
Yeah, it's a specific event or a relationship or an idea or for example, a mysterious disappearance. For an event, an example of a relationship could be, we have a same father or something like. The examples in the book give Risha, Maiden of the Midmost Hall, Edzilotech, Princess of Spring, Asmodike, my father.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I'm trying to think of something that's a little bit different here. Um.
You can go obvious, man. Nothing wrong with obvious.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's like a child. Maybe it's like a son.
Okay. Hmm. Then we both have the same son.
No, wait. That yeah. Oh, actually, what if it could just be that they don't know who the father is
Ooh.
of this child?
Oh shit. That's awesome. Okay. Done. So let's go back to our trusty name chart here and find a name for our kid. Do, do, do. Um, do you have one off the top of your head? Off the top of your list?
Uh, Gemma. It means gem or the broken.
Gemma.
It's an interesting duality.
Um, child. All right, comma child. So we know
That's actually pronounced Gemma.
Gemma.
That's an
Okay,
actual
yeah, that
name.
works.
Okay. So now, Sam, you have two, kind of like points to flesh out your character. Um, Basically, what this means is that you get to spend, either both of those points on one of these themes, so fate, ability, blessings, or offices, or 1 point for in two different themes to sort of like flesh out your character. So if you want your character to be somebody who's like, right hand of the king, then that might be under office. Or if you want someone to be like, badass cape, right? Or like, you know, jet ski, right? Under blessings. Or,
Yeah,
or like best trumpet player ever. I think my first character was a musician.
oh, that's actually cool. That could be really interesting. I was thinking about doing, um, like 1 point in blessing and 1 point in ability, and like, maybe have like, I was, so how do we want like magic in this game? I wanna pull the rest of the group here.
Yeah, we can have magic. I'm cool with
Yeah,
magic.
magic. I
have
love
no-
magic.
That's a really good vector for antagonists to corrupt with, right?
Yeah, so maybe the ability is this sort of this like numinous, uncontrollable magic. Um,
So that they have the ability to cast magic, or they're sensitive of it. You know
so
what I
I
mean?
feel like
Are we?
the way
Yeah. Are you talking about like the Force?
no the way I'm thinking of it is sort of like more like a Tolkien-esque type magic or like a mythical type of magic where it's not like really something that it's like you would do. It's not something like you cast. It's more something that like happens.
Okay. So their
If,
ability is what then? How would you describe that?
uh, yeah, I'm trying to pin down exactly what I'm. I'm sorry, I'm
I
not
mean,
being
should I just say
helpful here.
Gandalf like spells? Does that work?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm trying
maybe
to understand what you want.
maybe that's it's sort of like a like that kind of like wizard-esque figure like a Gandalf or like a Merlin where it's like we don't like really see him like actually like casting spells that often, but it's like he's known as like this wizard figure. Work or is that
So
not
then,
specific enough
is
still?
that supposed to be? Hold on. So if he's known, if the important part is that he's known, should that actually be part of the office? Like, should he be belonging to the order of these arcane type people?
Yeah, okay, so maybe it's that it's the office and the blessing. So like the blessing is like the gift of magic and then the office is like the title of like this mage.
Okay. Well, what's the title, man?
Let's
What's the title of the order?
let's come up with something sufficiently
I like
impressive
verbose
here.
titles. I
Yeah.
like verbose titles. Like, I don't know.
Archimage
Like,
Inheritor.
Order of the
yeah.
Unseen Hand,
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay.
because
So
everything's just
what is your status in the Order of the Unseen Hand?
Um,
Acolyte, magistrate,
Magister. I like
magister.
that.
Yeah,
That's
magister.
good.
That's what I was actually. That's what I wanted to say. Order of the Unseen Hand. Oh, that kind of ties in with your wandering negotiator kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that was sort of where I was
Yeah, that'll work. I can't curve letters here, so that's what we're gonna have to do. Awesome. See, that's okay. Working with that. Cool. So we got that down. Let's finish fleshing out our character then. So let's go around. Either Hayden, myself, or Nick. Let's describe our characters in relation to Antares.
Okay.
With
I feel
given the frame of what a full moon, a new moon, and what a mistaken should be. So mistaken is like also undoubtedly corrupted by the mistake, by whatever the evil force is in the world. And characters can move between what do you call it? The different parts of the cosmos.
I'm sorry, you cut out for me.
Oh.
What did you just say?
Characters can move through the cosmos. So somebody who's
Okay.
in the new moon can end up being a mistaken, if the game fiction demands it.
interesting.
Okay. Um,
Doo-doo.
yes.
Any ideas?
I know what I'm doing.
All right, how about you start? What is
Uh,
or who is Suhail?
I'm thinking Suhail is part of the Order of the Unseen Hand, but serves as kind of a one of the not the like order or administration aspect of the organization, but sort of just like the under the what's the word? Kind of just like under the table like worshiper subsect of the group, like a person that kind of just like serves as a prayer role or someone who's just kind of in the background doing things during some sort of meeting or something.
Sure. What's the title for that?
Uh, I was thinking flagellant errand. So like using the word flagellation, just take off flagellant and then errant, like ERRANT.
I hope I did that right. God,
Let's see.
Flagellant.
That should be an E, not a U.
So close.
No cigar.
Sam. What's the relationship between Antares and Suhail?
So I was thinking maybe it could be sort of like a mentor, like a former mentor, but like, so it's like I like respect him, but it's like I like maybe on a lot of things I think he's sort of in like the past minded, if that makes sense. It's like his thinking is too far antiquated, and like we have I'm like trying to push towards like a new way of doing things. So
Okay.
I
Deep into
respect him,
traditions.
but like
Yeah, very like conservative minded.
Mhm.
Sure. Okay. And I think Sajida, I think Sajida will be um your sister. I think I'll be sister to Antares. I will be younger sister. And I also will be aspiring to join the Order of the Unseen Hand.
Cool.
Cool. So now, what about Horologium? What is or who is Horologium? You could be like a weird witch in a cave who, like, you know, like travels through ghost things and like fucks up with people's stuff. You could be a dinosaur. You could be literally anything, right?
I think at one point I was a member of the Order of the Unseen Hand. Um, like I just became like disenfranchised and decided that all of it was not
Yeah.
okay with me.
Crestfallen, yeah.
Yeah,
Renegade.
I really like the in the flavor text, I guess is what you would call it. I like the Solaris Knight. The uh, he's like a general of the demons. I think that was like my title. I don't know. I don't know
You
how.
want that to be your title? It can be you if you want to be Demon General. You are now Demon General,
Yes.
right?
Cool.
Congratulations, Demon General. Well, enjoy your promotion, right?
The ruinous powers are happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's badass, right?
Yeah, I think
don't let it go to your head,
So I'm trying to just zoom in.
or
for-
do.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the point of being a bad guy? Is that you let it go to your head?
No, it is. Well,
Yeah, that's-
so now here's the next part before we switch over, just so we kind of like get an idea of how play is going to happen. What's going to happen is that we're going to take turns creating scenes. Typically, the protagonist makes a scene, and then the antagonist makes a scene. What's going to go on is we all want to root for the protagonist, but we all know the protagonist is going to ultimately fail. The mistake or the mistaken is supposed to cause the protagonist to have situations where the protagonist acts in some way that is indicative of sympathy for the demon or demons as a whole. abject hatred of a person or people as a whole, apathy, callousness, cynicism, doubt, or despair. Pretty much anything that doesn't seem very heroic or knightly. The mistaken is supposed to be trying to cause our protagonist to do those things. And what's going to happen is that, so our character starts with a zeal of 4. At the end of scenes, we're going to count up the number of times our protagonist essentially fucks up, and every time we do that, we will make him roll. And when you roll, if you go higher than your zeal counts down. All right, and then once your zeal gets to 0, then you start, or zeal to 1, and you roll a d6. Then your weariness starts to grow up, and once your weariness, I think hits 4, that's it. Your character's over. So it's sort of like going from naive, I can change the world, to, oh shit. But every time you lose zeal, I believe you gain either ice or light, which we'll talk about later. So anyway, so that's kind of how the game's going to work. So I'm excited to do some scenes for this guy. But let's jump over to our other protagonist. So, Maz. I think Maz will be... Oh, let me change person or demon to Gemma. Maz... Oh, this is going to be easy, I think. So one of the extras that I want to choose is Crusader of the Crescent Brotherhood.
I like that.
Maz is a warrior. He's actually, can I say Crusader General? Is that cool?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Crusader General.
Oh, Grand Crusader.
Yeah, Crusader Lord. Lord Crusader. Oh, fuck yeah. Lord Crusader.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
Lord
fucking
Crusader,
awesome.
that's perfect.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So I'm Lord Crusader of the Crescent Brotherhood. I am, have you seen A Knight's Tale? We've all seen A Knight's Tale, right?
Yes.
I'm the dude,
Great,
I'm
great.
the dude who wins all the jousts, who's away doing the battle, doing the campaigning, like the villain. I forget his name, right? Like, that's who I think I am.
Yeah.
Like, I am, like, leading campaigns against the mistaken.
Just don't find yourself wanting.
Yeah. Nice.
I love that movie.
I'm a Lord Crusader. I have a Starlit Sword. And I think I'm going to have... I'm going to have a companion with me. He is my best friend and fellow Crusader. I need to come up with a name. By the way, if you want to look at the star names, I'm going to send this over to chat real quick. You guys, this is free. It's from the creator's website. It's a list of all of the star names. I mean, could I just go with Orion? I'm just going to go with Orion.
That's an
Good,
awesome name
dependable
anyway.
Orion.
Yeah. Crusader Champion. And BFF. No, I'll just put Orion, Crusader Champion.
So so Lord Crusader wouldn't be the top position then. You're not like top brass. You're the top guy in the field.
Yeah, I'm like the second in charge or whatever. Like, I'm the dude who's doing all like the tactics and stuff, but I don't get any of the glory. right?
Right. So you're the field general, and then
Yeah, I'm a field general.
Back at
Yeah.
HQ, there's like
The
the
king or whatever. Yeah, is doing all that shit. Yeah.
Lord Commander. Or,
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I would be like the big bad boss of like book 1 of a trilogy, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. I dig this. So I think Maz was a he grew up very very traditionist, very very loyal. What is he crusading against? So I think he's crusading against. Right now he's crusading. I think he hates magic users. I think he's crusading to purge magic, especially bad magic coming from the mistake. And they're, I guess, yeah, and I guess they're probably staging an attack or whatever on a outpost established by the demons somewhere or whatever. So, anyways, that's getting probably too far. Let's look at our moons or our mistaken. So like the inner I forget what it's called, cosmos. So does anybody know what they want Cassiopeia or Arcturus or Corvus to be?
Sorry.
You good, dude.
I thought so. The first and the obvious answer for me for Corvus was that guy in charge, that Lord Commander, of the Crescent Brotherhood. I was sort of thinking he could be sort of this this guy who needed to retire already, but still thinks he's very very wise and like really should be in charge.
Oh.
So maybe that's like sort of the tension there is that Maz is just sort of like he's really really waiting to get this guy's job, and this guy just won't retire.
Sure, yeah. Lord Commander of the Crescent Brotherhood. Love it. Awesome.
I do have an idea for mine.
Okay.
I want Arcturus to be more of a force than an entity, so I want it to be called the Umbral Star, and it's kind of a tear in the sky where magic pours through.
Wow. Well, you're pretty good at this. That's fucking
so
awesome.
Cool.
Sorry, this is what I do for a living.
I know, like, this is why I play these games with people like you, because this is awesome. Like,
that's great.
Trademark this before someone watches this video and steals
the
this.
magic thing at the end of that, I specifically built off of what you said, because I was like, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
I was just thinking, like, how cool would it be if, like, the villain, the mistake was like entity instead, and then you just.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the mistake must have came from the Umbral Star, right? Like
sure.
Like an Umbral Star ripped a hole in reality and like ran boom right into the capital. Anyways, cool. So what's Cassiopeia?
I think Cassiopeia is like one of your like, I guess you lieutenants or whatever in that works for Maz
In the campaign.
Yeah, and she is like the leaders of one of the platoons, and I think that she's basically like you tell her to do something, and she's a good soldier, and she does it no matter what the cost. She takes commands.
So,
yeah.
Well, new moons, okay, but we have to build on that a little bit, because new moons have to be a personal, interpersonal, or a minor female. So they have to be sort of like there's an emotional or personal relationship stake here.
Okay.
Because otherwise, Cassiopeia would make a really good full moon character.
Right. I could just do a cop out and say they did it, but I don't want to do that. I mean.
I mean, sometimes the easy
They're
option.
I
cousins.
mean, lovers would be fine, man. I'm down. I'm down with a lover.
Maybe
I was
they're,
thinking. I was thinking. I have somebody I write home to.
Or just tension, maybe.
Yeah, or
They work in the field all the time.
yeah.
Maybe there's a potential lover, I guess.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's
could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um.
Like maybe I
Love's
the way I was
gonna be a battlefield.
describing her. Maybe she follows
Love
what-
is a battlefield.
she follows what Maz says not because he is the commander, but because she feels a certain way about him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Cassiopeia, Lord Soldier, and potential lover. Right.
Yep.
Dope. Okay. And so it was. Which is pretty good because we just reached 10 o'clock. So we're going to go on our first break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to start our scenes of actual playing Polaris. So
Alright.
stay tuned, guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
Perfect timing.